up and I'ma let her go. Name her, you got a better flow, but she can hang it up just like a telephone. Stick me up with the cost 10K to let it come see it.
Tonight, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, it's Week 13 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on Jameis Winston and the New Orleans Saints.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Tonight, we wrap up the first 13 weeks of the season with a good Monday nighter between the New Orleans Saints and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Again, everyone, Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Buccaneer ball club. The streak continues, doesn't it? They come in here a perfect 11-0. Meanwhile, for the visiting Saints, they too were winners last time out, so something's got to give here.
And I love it when both teams come in off of wins. Great mindsets, and it usually leads to a really well-played game.
Here's the punter, Jake Camarda, set to do the honors, and off we go now from Tampa. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And here come the Saints, about to begin their first possession. And the man in charge of this offense, his 8th season now in the NFL, former #1 pick, Jameis Winston.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store, as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. It'll be a loss of 5 there as his safety blitz winds up paying off. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. Blake Gillikin on to punt here as he'll send this one away. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now Brady. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Following the interception, Winston. He'll find his tight end. It's Adam Troutman. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Winston to give. It's Kamara. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 2 trips to the end zone and well past 100 yards.
And going back and watching the film, we saw every kind of run from him, didn't we? We saw some power, we saw finesse, we saw speed, and what I love the most, he finished each and every run.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. To throw, Winston. Open man is the tight end, Troutman. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Winston. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he is going to have a Saints first down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards. Back to the ground. It's Kamara. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Dwayne Washington, his first carry. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. And here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Winston now. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back.
And it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
Winston's throw taken in by Landry. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
The Saints with a football here to begin quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Kamara try the right side. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. These two teams, they met in Tampa earlier in the year with the Bucs prevailing in that one. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
A second down throw for Winston. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 26. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Winston. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on 1st down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
Escaping, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
The safety, Antoine Winfield, got in there that time. So now after the sack, Winston and the Saints needing to figure out what to do. Tough play, 3rd and long.
Out of the gun now on third down. And Winston lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now fourth down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. One, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But two, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golf.
He's got a man complete. He's at the 30. 10. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Chris Godwin halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50. And the Buccaneers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter. Well, the game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The New Orleans offense set to take over. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Throwing on second and long. Winston to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. Second quarter action, 1:56 remaining. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now. We'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. On third down, here's Kamara. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down.
Well, they got off the field on third down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Taking it about the 36. And he will score. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. He returns the punt 64 yards on the score. And the Bucs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point put through by Succop, and it's now 14-0. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff.
And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. The Saints in the hurry up here, clock continuing to roll. To the air again with Winston. Being chased out left. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 39. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half here, Winston. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be from 56 yards out. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where you see the final score there. Marcus Mariota, a strong performance there, over 300 yards passing with 3 touchdowns in the victory. From there, we're off to check out another game. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Cooper Kupp, well over 100 yards receiving with 3 touchdown catches. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were losers in their ball game as the visiting Buffalo Bills come in and took it to them. Josh Allen leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together?
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Looking downfield for Godwin. Touchdown! Chris Godwin, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Buccaneers take a 3-touchdown lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and good by Succa. And it's now 21-0. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
First target, first catch, and a first down. Kamara up the middle. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Second and 5 now. Winston.
They'll get this out to Kamara. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
2
Here's Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 21. A big third down pickup of 20 yards. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing, Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. He sets up the screen to Jones. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A good run of 6 yards there. Gets him closer to the goal line with 2nd down coming up.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints are finally on the board here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
The attention shifting back to Chris Godwin and the rest of the Tampa offense. He's north of 150 yards in this game. He's been doing his thing, hasn't he?
That he has, and he's been enjoying himself. And it's the type of game that you get locked into a pretty good groove. May not be record-shattering, but it's the type of game that if you accumulate that throughout a season, you're going to be one of the top receivers in the game.
See how much they incorporate him here on this drive. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. 55 rushing yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10.
56. Right there.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 23 here on the year. And the Bucs add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Succop for the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Back back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Only able to gain a couple there, and that will bring up second down. To throw is Winston.
Throw left side complete to Troutman.
This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The Saints on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Now Winston.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. So a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Again, it's Winston. On the check down, he finds Kamara. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now we're at the 41, 2nd and 9.
Here's Winston. Eluding the pressure, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Shaquille Barrett, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Winston. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it.
And the Bucs are going to take possession of the football.
If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Second down, back to Fournette.
And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Fournette, a first down carry. Room here to run. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown.
Leonard Fournette with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Bucs are going to be moving on to 12-0 as they extend their lead further. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Extra point put through by Succop, and that'll increase their lead to 28. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And the man who finished it off with a run into the end zone, Leonard Fournette. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And this is caught. He hits Landry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. They'll throw again. Winston drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 22.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Back to Kamara for another catch. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
On 3rd and 1, here's Winston.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
One last shot now for Winston.
He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for the Bucs, the streak continues as they push their mark to a perfect 12-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.